the more conventional ways to fund municipal projects is through internal mechanisms such as municipal rates, tariffs, and taxes. There are 6 main types of local municipal fiscal mechanisms that could be considered for climate change actions. These are property rates, sales of water and electricity, sale of wastewater services and refuse collection services, surcharges, development contributions, and sustainable procurement. All of these mechanisms can be used to facilitate climate action. A very good example of applying internal mechanisms to facilitate or fund climate action is through the municipal rates system. Municipalities could, for example, offer incentives for behavior changes that result in reduced energy consumption. Municipality could offer a rates rebate for the installation of solar energy and energy-efficient appliances. On the flip side, rate increases could apply when bad practices or less efficient technologies are used. An example of this could be increasing the cost of a unit of energy or water as more energy or water is consumed. Consumers would, that way, limit their consumption as much as possible. The next municipal fiscal mechanism we'll look at is surcharges. A municipal surcharge can be implemented in excess of the municipal base tariff on fees for a municipal service. In more simple terms, surcharges are imposed as a way to generate more revenue in order to cover the cost of the service being provided by the municipality. A municipality is at liberty to raise additional funds from its customers by putting a surcharge or levy on a particular service. Surcharges are usually charged as an additional percentage on water, electricity, or refuse collection, although certain households may be exempt. For example, households with electricity consumption below a certain threshold are exempt from this charge, but households above a given threshold are subject to this levy. We'll now look at the Guruleni Energy Fund as an example of good practice for funding climate action. The municipality planned to ring-fence 0.25% of its income and place it into an energy efficiency demand-side management budget that will only be used to fund critical energy efficiency and demand-side management projects. The funding will be used to convert council-owned assets to become energy efficient with projects such as street light efficiency, building efficiency, and possibly the installation of solar geysers at council-owned properties. This approach to funding climate action will spearhead citywide action and set a good precedent for other South African municipalities. Another municipal fiscal mechanism we'll look at is sustainable public procurement. Sustainable public procurement practices are those that make climate change considerations in the procurement of goods or services. Such considerations could relate to resource efficiency or reduced greenhouse gas emissions associated with production or operations. These considerations are typically included in eligibility criteria or conditions of contract. We will now look at some of the benefits of using local municipal fiscal mechanisms. Firstly, one of the overriding benefits is that it is within the municipal council's control. Secondly, no significant capital outlay is required to roll out internal climate action mechanisms. On the other hand, there are potential barriers when using these municipal fiscal mechanisms. The first is that municipalities have to always consider the economic impacts it could have. For example, raising surcharges could impact businesses and residents negatively. Secondly, municipalities must ensure that increased rates and surcharges do not have a negative impact on lower-income families and households. Lastly, these mechanisms must have broad political and citizen support before being adopted.